Call of Duty, GTA, Battlefield, Resident Evil, Cooking Mama, Sudoku. What do all these classic games have in common? That's right, they're all designed for mature audiences. There seems to be an unwritten rule in gaming that when you reach a certain age, these are the games that you should be playing. No more Pokemon, that game's for pussies. Mario? Don't make me laugh. Minecraft? What are you, a toddler? What are you, still in the womb? Personally, I don't understand the desire to force yourself into playing games that supposedly represent your age. Restricting yourself like this means you could be missing out on playing your favourite game just because other people deem it childish or immature. That's why today I want to talk about a game that I still play all the time. Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing is a life simulation game by Nintendo, and it's also the most relaxing game you'll ever play. This video will mostly be focusing on Animal Crossing New Leaf because it's my favourite version of the game. However, to understand why it's so good and how it got to the point that it is, I think it's important to look back at other versions of the game. The first version of Animal Crossing that I played was Animal Crossing Wild World for the DS, which is the second game in the series. In the game, you're the mayor of your own small town, in which you can interact with other residents who move in and out over time, make money to fund the design and extension of your house, upgrade your local shops and amenities, and just generally explore and change your area. When you start Wild World, you'll get to meet the absolute Chad that is Tom Nook. This guy's like the Elon Musk of Animal Crossing. He owns so many different franchises and businesses. However, in Wild World, he's just a simple shopkeeper at this point. His shop, Nook's Cranny, sells all manner of different items, including things to decorate your house with, and more importantly, tools so you can start making money yourself. The currency in Animal Crossing is known as bells, and there are many different ways of making the big bucks. Tom Nook's a bit of a con artist when it comes to getting you in debt. He often offers you expansions on your house, and in return you have to pay off a large mortgage. So it's essential you have a way of getting the stoinks. Firstly, money literally grows on trees, and shaking them sometimes drops coins. Well, it's either that or a nest full of killer bees. You can also harvest fruit which will go for a low price, unless you steal a friend's fruit from their world and plant it in your own world, and then it'll sell for a much better one. Another way to make money is through fishing or catching bugs by using the fishing rod and the net. Different fish and bugs appear at different times of day and year, and some are a lot rarer than others, so they'll go for more money, but whoa! Don't sell that. Instead, why not consider making a nice charitable donation to the museum? There's absolutely nothing to gain from collecting things for the museum, but at the same time, filling up each exhibit is incredibly satisfying. There are 4 different exhibits, including insects, fish, paintings, and of course, the fossilized skeletons of dinosaurs. Fossils can be dug up using a spade from little holes that appear in the ground every now and then. For example, here's one now. No! Whoa! Oh my god, whoa! Sometimes these fossils will instead be pitfall seeds, which trap you in the ground. In terms of other amenities in your village, there's a clothes shop run by Sonic the Hedgehog's doppelganger Mabel and her introverted sister Sable. Here you can buy all sorts of outfits to customize your character with, and not only that, but you can create designs of your own to use on clothing, umbrellas, the floor, or even the town flag. You can also customize your town's theme tune at the town hall, and it'll play every time you interact with the character. For example, I've set mine to play the next episode by Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg, so that whenever I talk to villagers in my town, they sing it back to me. As you progress in the game, more villagers will move in and out of your town, and interacting with them can often set you on small quests such as delivering letters and catching certain creatures that in turn can earn you rewards of furniture and clothing. And that's almost all there was to Wild World, but these simple mechanics were enough to create a relaxing experience that keeps you coming back almost every day to check on your town. That is, until 2008, when Animal Crossing Let's Go to the City came out. I won't dwell too long on this version of Animal Crossing, as it's the one I've played least, partly due to it being on the Nintendo Wii. That's right guys, the console that had it all. What do you play, Xbox? What do you play, PS4? You make me sick. This game very much builds on the strong foundations that Wild World had already set, except this time there's a whole new area to explore. The addition of the city presents a whole new list of activities to enjoy. For a start, you can now buy shoes, as well as emotions and antique furniture. And to be honest, that's about it. As far as I'm aware, the game is very similar to its predecessor, although to be fair, I've never put as much time into this game as I did the next release, Animal Crossing New Leaf for the 3DS. In my eyes, New Leaf is pretty much the perfect Animal Crossing game. It's insanely relaxing, the graphics are incredible while maintaining its original style, and the gameplay is very rewarding and very satisfying. The base idea for the game is the same. Tom Nook gives you a home, you pay a mortgage to him by collecting fruit, fish, bugs, etc., and then you can get an expansion, buy furniture, clothes, and so on. However, there's many new and also recycled or reworked features that give the game more of a depth the previous versions may have lacked. I think possibly the best way to explain everything the game has to offer might be to take you on a bit of a tour. So without further ado, welcome to Kiptun. Although terribly named, I can assure you that Kiptun is a lovely quaint little village with many epic attractions. We'll start with the town hall, which is manned by Isabel, the deputy mayor. Here you can again set your town tune as well as the town flag, which for Kiptun is of course a replica of the flag of Bhutan. You can also check in on how the residents of your village are feeling, however what I prefer to do is the next option, which is to report members of the community for problematic behaviour. For example, this person decided to set up a house in front of the town square I worked really hard on, so after pushing them around I reported them until they left. The main difference to the town hall in this game is the addition of public works projects. This allows you to add in new buildings, decorations and landmarks like bridges, lampposts, benches and fountains to make your town look mwah. I really like public works projects because they add so much possibility for creativity and customization, two things that I absolutely love in a game. Trust me, I spent at least 2 solid hours rearranging flowers in my town by colour. You'll also notice that I've implemented a path throughout my town, which is done by painting each type of tile and then individually pasting them onto the ground. It looks pretty epic once you've lined it up with bushes though. The main path takes you to the village centre, which is only accessible via a railroad, but I can assure you it's perfectly safe. The town is a condensed and improved version of the city from Nintendo Wii. It includes the post office manned by Pelly the Pelican, where you can pay off your crippling debt to Tom Nook, who by the way is now running a home refurbishment business for exterior changes to your house, as well as still owning the local shop. You might be wondering how it is he's able to run 2 businesses on his own within the same shopping street, and the answer of course is child labour. Timmy and Tommy, Tom Nook's 2 sons, are now in charge of the family franchise, even though they look to be about 5 years old. The store also now sells fortune cookies, which contain a randomised special item like the Triforce from Zelda or a fire block from Mario. These can be obtained using 3DS play coins that you get for walking around 100 steps with your DS in your pocket. Like everyone does all the time, just walking around with a massive 3DS in your pocket. You can also just shake the DS up and down though, that works too. Another thing about the shop is that with each item you buy, you gain Nook points, and when you reach a certain amount of Nook points, the shop will upgrade. These upgrades include Nookling Junction, TNT Mart, Super TNT, TIY, which is what I have in my village, and TNT Emporium. Along the way, this also introduces a flower shop owned by a sloth called Leaf, which sells bushes, trees, and bonsais. There are other shops that you can unlock as well, like Shampoodle, the local hairdressers, and the shoe shop again. And Mabel and Sable are back with their clothes shop too, only this time their long-lost triplet, Label, has turned up to sell hats and masks. At this point you may be thinking, this is all well and good, but what if I'm a student moving into Kiptun? Where's the nightlife? And lucky for you, if we head further down the high street, we find Club 101. This club plays the most refined EDM and house music in all the land. On top of that, in the day it operates as Dr. Shrink's house, who gives you emotes like sneeze, wind, and cry. Now not only can you report members of the community for planting their house in front of your fountain, but you can look incredibly angry while doing it. Last but not least is the museum again, which has improved exhibits to house the whole new array of bugs, fish, and dinosaurs. You can also upgrade the museum so it has a shop that sells tools made of 24-karat gold. And to go along with your new high-class lifestyle, you can collect rare art to donate to the gallery exhibit. Art is obtained from a fox called Crazy Red who appears in the town's plaza every now and again. He'll be selling 4 different pieces of art each time, but 3 are fakes and only 1 is real. Crazy Red isn't the only character to turn up in the plaza. Some days there'll be a fortune teller who, as you'd expect, rips you off and tells you a lot of bollocks. Other days a giraffe will turn up and scrutinise your fashion choices. There are also contests like fishing and bug catching that you can win trophies from, and festivals are held here on special occasions like Halloween and New Year's Eve. Also another nice little thing is that the tree that grows in the centre of the plaza will grow bigger as you play the game, eventually stopping at 500 in-game days and 500 hours spent playing. It'll also change appearance depending on the season, along with the rest of the village. This brings other small features such as rolling snowballs or picking up acorns that really adds a lot of personality and charm to the game. Plus, adding small ways to interact with your own world means that each person's village is unique, adding incentive for you to visit friends' towns, which you can do via the train station, not least because you can raid all their fruit and plant it when you get home. Speaking of home, I suppose it's about time I gave a house tour, so here we go. This is the living room. You'll notice I've gone for a cabana theme overall with a couple of standout ornaments like this flamingo and this anglerfish lamp. If we go left from the living room, we'll find the spa. It's a great place to relax after a long day pushing villagers around, and it's very soothing to listen to a bit of harp while bathing. Down here we have the basement. It's themed around East Asian decor. You can tell this by the lucky cat. I've actually set up these weird dancing robots to give an ambience to the room, and if it's okay, I'd actually like to play a song for you right now. Okay, here we go. And a 1, and a 2, and a 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Upstairs is the billiards room from Cluedo. Just by this Triforce here is where Colonel Mustard actually murdered Professor Plum with the candlestick, and then afterwards he went and played Beethoven's Fifth Symphony on this massive organ. And there you go, that's my house. I actually have much more furniture, but I just store it all here in this one cupboard. And if I wanted to sell these antiques, the best place to go would be the retail shop. The llama that works at the retail shop gives far superior prices to Tom Nook's child labour camp for whatever you're wanting to sell. And what's more, there's a specials board outside that indicates which items are going for more on a particular day. On the other side of the retail store is Animal Crossing's answer to Kevin McLeod from Grand Designs, who will customise any furniture you give him with different colours or patterns. And if you don't like what the llama's done, you can always put the item up for sale with the chance that other villagers will buy it. Just the other day I put this toilet stall up for sale and I'm really hoping that my arch nemesis Fang buys it for an unreasonable price. Aside from Fang, the inhabitants of my village are all pretty epic guys. There's Dina the duck, Olaf who's an anteater, Gladys the emu, Pashmina the goat who speaks in snake tongue, and 2 penguins called Puck and Sprinkle. Interacting with these residents can present grueling challenges such as playing hide and seek and catching sea bass. But if you aren't feeling enough challenge already, there are daily and weekly quests which can earn you cat coupons that can be spent at the campsite. Each day a different camper van will turn up at the campsite with a range of items inside, often based around a certain theme, and any of the items within the room can be purchased with cat coupons. But I don't want cat coupons, I want bells. You think some cat coupons are going to pay off my crippling debt to Tom Nook? I want to be making the big stoinks. It's what you're probably thinking right now, and don't even worry, because I have the answer to all your financial problems. Just come with me down to the beach, and let's set sail for the tropical island. The island is run by the ex-mayor of the town, Tortimer, and his family. You can get there by going to the pier and hitching a ride with local ferry driver Captain, who as it turns out is an excellent singer-songwriter, and trust me, his songs deserve to be played in full, so I'll let him sing out the video at the end. For now though, we've arrived in the smallest holiday destination ever. The island is a great place to come with friends as you can apply for events called tours, which involve a whole manner of mini-games such as hitting a drill with a hammer, catching specific types of butterflies, and rearranging flowers. Depending on how well you and your friends do, you'll earn medals which can be spent in the island's shop, on cabana-themed furniture, or items like wetsuits which allow you to dive down and catch loads of new sea creatures. You can also rent tools while you're outside, allowing you to make rare catches such as sharks, and if you come back at night you can catch stag beetles. This is the real moneymaker. Each beetle you catch goes for at least a few thousand bells, with the most prize being the golden stag beetle and the horned Hercules, which go for 12,000 bells each. A good night of beetle catching can land you upwards of 150,000 bells, which is pretty overpowered when it comes to paying off mortgages of about 400,000 bells. Anyway, that pretty much concludes the tour of my village, and hopefully encompasses the amount of content the game has to offer. The great thing about Animal Crossing is the amount of detail each character and location is given. Just as a random example, if you talk to Sable, the introverted hedgehog from Able Sisters, every single day for 6 days she'll slowly warm to you, eventually becoming more confident and providing a textile service that you couldn't have used otherwise. And although it's a very minor aspect to the game, it gives the game a charm that leaves the player with a warm feeling inside. It sounds dumb, but having grown up in a small village, I think Animal Crossing actually does quite a good job of encapsulating what village life is about. Every character feels important because they all have a unique personality and provide a function that you couldn't get without them. On top of this, it also feels like you as a player have a significant effect on everyone, even down to the phrases they use or the tune they sing when they meet you. Add this along with almost total creative control over your village's style and how it looks, and there are very few games as relaxing and satisfying whilst remaining incredibly engaging. I guess the reason I always find myself coming back to it for a bit every couple of months is because the game is always changing and always progressing, and it feels like as a player you have a significant effect on the way that progression looks. I suppose there eventually does come a point, possibly at 500 hours and 500 days, where there's nothing else to unlock or catch or interact with, and I'm nowhere near that if I'm honest, so if I've missed any features of the game that come further down the line, it's probably because I haven't even seen them yet. But for now, I'm perfectly happy just walking around, fishing, talking to villagers, pushing villagers around, planting flowers, and listening to the amazing soundtrack because it feels kind of wholesome and sentimental. And if that makes me immature, then yeah, fair enough, but I don't really care. Anyway, just to hit you guys in the feels at the end of the video, I'm going to do as promised and let Captain sing you out. If you did enjoy this video, I'll probably be doing some more videos like this in future, mixed in with the other random content I do. Subscribe, otherwise Tom Nook will land you in crippling debt and you'll have to pay off a 450 bell mortgage. Thanks for watching, bye.
Easy